are going to start our chapter chemical equations. Now before we starting our chapter chemical equations, just if I ask you what is a change? Right. So how can you define a change? See, if every day your mom is wearing a sari, but someday if she is wearing a jeans, so that is a change for you. The season is also changing, that is also a change. If someday you are eating, suppose noodles, every day you are eating noodles, but someday if you are eating chapati, that is a change for you. Means whenever we are defining change, change is nothing but something which is different. Right? In our day-to-day life, in our daily language, we can define change. It is nothing but it is something different. That we can say that a change. Now, when in the technical language we define the change, or in the language of science when we define the change, so change is divided into two types. One is the physical change, okay, and another one is the chemical change. Clear? Now, whenever I am talking about the physical change, is the word physical itself means, what is the meaning of the word physical? It comes from the word physics. And you know what is the meaning of the word physics? Physics is nothing but it refers to the outer body. Yeah, we are in our different language, we are saying now, oh, this physics is very good. Like that. So physics is nothing, that is the outer structure. Right? So, the change which we can see through our naked eyes, they are said to be physical change, isn't it? The change which we can see through our naked eyes. For example, melting of ice. We can see melting of ice. We can see boiling of water. So this all comes under the physical change which we can see through our naked eyes. Clear? In the simple language we can define. Right. While a chemical change. What is a chemical change? A chemical change which we cannot see through our naked eyes what is happening and how it is happening. The very common example of chemical change is rusting of iron. When iron rusted, so suddenly we don't know that iron is rusted. We just know, we can't see how the rusting is going on. Just when it rusted, then we come to know, oh, it is rusted. So this type of change comes under the category of chemical change. Right? Which we cannot see or which we cannot identify through our naked eyes. Clear? That change is said to be the chemical change. Now, whenever I am talking about the physical change, suppose the melting, I given the example. So in melting, ice is also represented as water, and when it's melt, right? So it becomes water. So again it is water. Means again it is H2O. So before the change it is H2O. After the change also it is H2O. So there is no any change. Means no new substance is formed. Clear? But whenever I am talking about a chemical change, I gave you the example of rusting, right? Rusting takes place in case of iron. So rusting of iron. So previously we are having iron. But after rusting, this iron, it gets converted into iron oxide hydrated or hydrated iron oxide. That is said to be the rust. So, initially what we are having iron. For simplicity, I am writing, I have not written the whole equation, don't be confused. Okay, so previously it is only iron, but afterwards what we will get? We will get hydrated iron oxide. So, before change something is different and after the change something is different. Clear? So, here the formation of a new substance. But here, no formation of a new substance. These are the some basic difference between the physical and chemical change. Now you are thinking that why I am talking about the change, because our topic is chemical equations. So now, when a chemical change is represented in the form of a reaction, that is said to be a chemical reaction. whatever I am telling in the sentence form, if I want to write in the form of a reaction, that is said to be chemical reaction. Clear? And when a chemical reaction is represented in the form of an equation, that is said to be a chemical equation. You got my point, beta? How we define? Or in short, you can say that when we represent a chemical change, a chemical change in the form of an equation, a chemical change or a chemical reaction in the form of equation, right? It is said to be chemical equation, right? And whenever I am talking about the equation, you know, in mathematics also we saw the equation, it is always having the two sides, the LHS and RHS. Similarly here in chemistry, the equation is having two sides. One is reactant side, another one is product side. So how we can say that which is a reactant one, which is a product one? Okay, let's see. Okay, suppose I write simple A plus B give rise to C plus D. Okay, so here the A plus B, these are the reactants which take parts in the reaction. These substances which take parts in the reaction. So the substances which take parts in the reaction, the substances which take parts in the equation, they are said to be reactant. Okay, and as a result of this, there will be formation of some product. Clear? So the C plus D, what we can say, these are the product. So before the change, before the equation, what we are having? We are having reactant. Okay. And afterwards, what we will get? We will get the product. For example, if I write magnesium react with the oxygen, clear? So it will form magnesium oxide. Now, whenever I am telling magnesium reacts with oxygen and it will form magnesium oxide, it is a sentence, right? And it is a chemical change. But when this chemical change I represent in the form of a reaction, it becomes a chemical reaction. And when this chemical reaction I am representing with the help of symbols and formulas, so it becomes a chemical equation. An equation is having two sides, the RHS and LHS, that is one is reactant side and one is the product side. Clear? LHS, RHS, for your understanding I am telling, you can just remember in chemistry, one is the reactant side, one is the product side. So the substances, the chemicals, right, the chemical compounds which take part in a reaction, they are said to be reactant. And as a result of that, what will we get? That are the product. So here what are our reactant? Magnesium and oxygen. These are reactant. Why? This magnesium oxide is our product. Clear? And it is a chemical change, and when I represent it in the form of symbols and formulas, it is the symbol of magnesium, it is a formula of oxygen, it is a formula of magnesium oxide, so it becomes a chemical equation. Clear? I don't balance this. About balancing we will talk later on. Clear? Clear? So you got what are reactant and what are products? The substance which take parts in a chemical reaction, they are the reactant, and as a result of that the form, they are the product. Now the chemical equation, they always are based on one law, right? The chemical reactions or chemical equation, they always follow a law. You know what is that law? That law is law of Anyone know? Law of conservation of mass. Yes. We follow law of conservation of mass. Now, what is the meaning of the word conservation? Conservation means rakhna. Clear? Conserve karna. So, what is according to law of mass action? That matter can neither be created nor be destroyed. What this law states? Matter can neither be created nor be destroyed. What does it mean? We know that everything around us present, that is nothing but that is the matter. And in a chemical equation, a substance which takes part, that also termed as a matter. The product which will form, that also a matter. So according to this law, the total mass of the reactant, it should be equal to the total mass of the product. What I want to say, you got? According to this law, it states total mass of reactant is equal to total mass of product. Now, how is it possible? How we can say that in any equation the total mass of the reactant is equal to total mass of the product? Because what we are saying, what we are telling, that reactants are something different and products are something different. In a chemical equation, they both are different. So for this, first we have to know how many type of chemical equations are there. Clear? So let's see how many types of chemical equations are there. So whenever I am talking about the chemical equation, okay, types of chemical equation. So simply on the basis of the chemical equation, first I divide into two types. One is the skeleton equation. Okay, and another one is said to be a balanced chemical equation. Another one is the balanced chemical equation. Now, skeleton chemical equation, it is also termed as unbalanced chemical equation. Okay, got my point? It is also said to be unbalanced chemical equation. Now, what is the meaning of this word balanced and unbalanced? Or why balancing is needed? So, what is a skeleton? Okay, let us take the example of ours only. If we are without mass, what we are having, if we are not having any mass on our body, if we are not having the skin, so what we are having, we are just skeleton without mass. Similarly, whenever we are representing an equation, a chemical equation, but if we do not know how many actual number of atoms are participated in that particular reaction and how many actual number of atoms produced in that reaction, so that reaction is said to be the unbalanced reaction or unbalanced equation. More correct is, we can say that it is an unbalanced chemical equation. Okay, when the number of atoms of reactants are not equal to number of atoms of product. So what is an unbalanced equation? An unbalanced equation or a skeleton equation is one when number of atoms of reactant is not equal to number of atoms of product. Okay, and when the number of atoms of reactant is equal to number of atoms of product. That is said to be a balanced chemical equation. When number of reactant atoms is equal to number of product atoms. Means number of atoms of reactant is equal to number of atoms of the product. Clear? You got my point? We will see one example, then you come to know. Okay. See, the very common example, if I told you that carbon react with oxygen and it will form carbon monoxide. It is a statement. Now this statement, this we have to convert in a chemical equation. So, carbon react with the oxygen, that is O2, and it will form carbon monoxide. Clear? Now, it becomes a chemical equation. But if we go through this equation, so what we found, here number of carbon atom is 1, here number of oxygen atom is 2. Means total 3 atoms are present over here. And here 1 atom of carbon and 1 atom of oxygen. So 2 atoms, right? Now, what we learned that the chemical equation, they follow the law of conservation of mass. And if I will write the law of conservation of mass, so what will happen with that? The mass of carbon is 12, right? Atomic mass. Plus the mass of 1 atom of oxygen is 16. So 2 atom is 32. So 12 plus 32, it will become 44. It means if the mass of reactant is 44, so we should get the mass of product also 44. So we will see that. Now here the mass of the carbon is 12, oxygen is 16. So how much we are getting? We are getting 22 gram. So 44 gram is at all not equal to 28 gram. Clear? It means in this reaction the atoms are not balanced. So this equation, it is said to be skeleton equation. What we term that? What we term this equation? We term this equation as the skeleton equation or unbalanced equation. Skeleton equation or unbalanced equation. Clear? Now, if in place of this, I will form carbon dioxide. Carbon react with oxygen and it will form carbon dioxide. Now, the total mass, again 12 plus 32. Here again it becomes 12 plus 32. So, it is also 44 gram. It is also 44 gram. So, now the total mass of the reactant is equal to total mass of the product. So, this equation, it is said to be a balanced equation. Balanced equation. When total mass of the reactant is equal to total mass of the product. Clear? Or number of atoms that take part in reactions is equal to number of atoms that formed during the reaction or formed as a product. Now the question arises, how we can then balance the equation? Mainly if the equation is a skeleton equation. Not all the equation are the balanced equation. So how we can balance the equation? Clear? So we will see how we balance the equation. But before that we have to learn how many types of equations we are having. Clear? Got my point? So now if we see around us, the equation is of many types. The chemical reaction of equation is not of a particular type. We are having a variety of chemicals, we are having a variety of reactions. ऐसा नहीं होता ना कि हर एक समय हर एक एटम हर दूसरे एटम से एक जैसी रिएक्शन करेगा. Type of reaction should be changed. Type of reaction must be changed. So on that basis, we classify the chemical reaction. Okay, in certain types. So what is the classification of chemical reaction? So The first classification is combination reaction. As the word combination itself means, in this equation, in this reaction, we will learn about the combination. How a new substance is formed by combining two atoms. Okay, we will discuss this all reaction in detail one by one afterwards. Then decomposition. D and composition. When we are breaking down something, when we decompose, and by that we will get one equation. Then displacement. Dis and placement. When one substance is, it may displace from its place. Okay, in this reaction, in this equation, and we will get a new substance. Clear? Then precipitation reaction. When in a reaction, whenever we are getting the product is in the form of a precipitate. That reactions are said to be the precipitation reaction. Okay, then redox. Again, the redox, it comprises of two words, re and dox. Okay, re means the reduction and ox means the oxidation. Now, what is reduction? What is oxidation? We will learn when we will learn the redox reaction. Okay, then reversible. Reversible, you know, when a change is, we can reverse the change, right? So some equations are like that, some reactions are like that, in which we can reverse the change. They are said to be the reversible reactions. And some in that we cannot reverse the change. They are said to be the irreversible reactions. So these many reactions we have to learn, and on that basis then we have to classify. In the exam they may ask a question, they can give a equation and ask you this equation comes under which chemical reaction. Clear? Getting my point? So we will learn these reactions one by one in detail.